Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you, Steve Sipple. Still out in Hawaii. He'll be gone, I think, until Monday. He comes back, I believe, Saturday or Sunday. Bill Busch here. Jake Sorensen with you, an early break. How's it going, Bill?
Because any update on the Sipple throw?
I am so glad that you asked.
35 and a hook.
So if you didn't tune in yesterday for the show, Bill had a good question. Hey, we saw Dylan Raiola throw the ball. We heard he threw it 72 yards, and so okay. Sip's on a football field.
Sip's out there. He's there.
Sip is out there covering the Polynesian Bowl with Sean Callahan. They're trying to get as much coverage as possible. They're not working the entire time.
No.
And this could be called work to ask Sip to throw a simple football. You give him a couple warm-up tosses. You get 2 attempts. The over-under is at 35.5 yards.
We want to wager on it.
We do. I have told you I'm taking the under if the line is at 35.5.
I've taken the overs.
You have. But Sean Callahan did post a tweet yesterday that was with Sip talking to Dylan Raiola. And I asked Sean, is there any update on the throw? Crickets. Nothing.
Oh, interesting.
So that is, to me, assumes that there's been no throw at all by Sip. So they're out there for a couple more days. You know, it's Wednesday. I think he comes back Saturday or
Breakers,
Sunday.
do you want to see the throw contest? Let us know.
Well, I don't know why you would.
That. Because we could film it exactly the same way they filmed Dylan Raiola throwing the ball. Could do it exactly the same. People kind of lined up on each side, kind of a tunnel made.
Yes.
In with reporters, and then Sip has to make the throw.
It's nothing to ask for. It's not that much at all to ask for. Hey, Sip,
it'd be
throw
very
a football
entertaining
for us?
Yes, very entertaining.
Can we get Sean? Can we get somebody to record video? Which everyone has a phone these days. It's not hard to do that. This is a very simple, feasible ask here, right?
100.
So we hope at some point the task is achieved by Sip.
Yes.
So we can see if the odds were at a good line at 35.5. That was a good number or not for the throw.
We'd like to know.
I'd like to know. I actually feel very confident in the under. And I'm not trying to put Sip down at all. I don't think he throws the ball that much anymore. You got to get the old gear wound up here. He's almost 60 years old.
I think he's got one left in him.
I think
he's got one left in him.
Do you think he gets over 35.5, like to 40 pretty easily?
Easy. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You're not doubting him.
Yeah, I'm saying he's a 36.
36 walking around there. Okay. Well, again, as of yesterday, it appeared the throw had not happened yet. So we'll see if it happens at some point next couple days.
If we could text Steve Sipple, then right now it'd be 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. We're not sure which one it is, but please text him right now. We anticipate the throw.
Yes. Yeah. We have heard a little bit from Sip. Finally, he kind of got back to us for the first time.
Just a picture of chickens. Of range chickens that were running wild.
Yeah. When I say he got back to us, it was very minimal, but it was about 3 pictures of chickens, just the wild, in Hawaii, just chilling. And that's all he said. And corn dogs. He got some corn dogs too, apparently.
Which I said Hawaii's known for. Famous for corn dogs.
Famous for corn dogs in Hawaii. Yes. So we have heard from Sip very, very minimally. We know he's liking the chickens out there, eating corn dogs, and he's with Raiola and Sip and Sean, out there. But that's all we have. That's all we got from Sip so far.
How has the coverage been from the Polynesian Bowl from Steve Sipple?
I'd like to know if the Breakers, if you followed Sip and Sean out there, 402-464-5685, have your thoughts on the coverage. The Breakers can let us know. They will be honest with us if it's been good or bad, or if they want more. I know they put out some videos. They've had some interviews with Dylan. They've talked to Carter Nelson out there also, who's in Hawaii for this. So they are working. I can confirm they are working in some capacity in Hawaii.
Nice.
But we'll let the Breakers decide if they're happy with the coverage down there.
Like to find out what the competition to go on. Let's get a hold of Steve Sipple ASAP.
We know that the coverage would be for sure great if they just got a simple throw in by Steve Sipple. That's all we need. I don't chit chat, Bill. What else? What do you got?
Today
for us
we were
today?
pretty amazed at what was going on downtown Lincoln with this. How do you even describe it? It would be like here. It'd be like a snow combine. It'd be like a snow combine, and they were going down the streets here, and then right next to them, as they were driving, was a truck, and so they were basically just shooting and be like a combine. Back in the day when a truck would travel with you, right alongside of you, and you see the trucks going by right now. There's hundreds of them right now. 8 just went by us, and they are packed full of snow.
I'm going to show the view. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, well, look at this. I'm going to show you what we're looking at. See, there goes a truck full of snow.
Full of snow.
It is completely full of snow.
So they're driving through all these areas to try to widen the roads. The one thing you'll notice right now that is very nerve-wracking when you're driving down, just say it's 84th or whatever road that you're on, and it's a 4-lane, 2-lane on your side. It's when you're driving next to a car, you're driving 6 inches away from them.
Yep. Because
the road has been narrowed by the snow, and so it's very nerve wracking when you're driving. Also, which happened today to me on O Street, which it's okay, it happens. But several people have just chosen to take their half out of the middle, and so they just drive right down the middle of and so you can't be on either side of them, and it causes complete chaos.
Yep.
Complete chaos.
I think that's every other driver you see is driving in the middle of the road. You can't get by them.
And I'm just can't still imagine that there's still icy intersections. And when you get onto the side streets, it is incredible sheet of ice still. And especially when you get a little bit of sunlight, glistens a little bit, melts a little bit, then refreezes. You're just asking for problems. And I think still a chance for a couple inches of snow coming.
Yeah,
right?
they're saying potentially 1 to 3 tomorrow.
Really?
More likely in the 1 range. So not much. But again, right now with the roads the way they are, that's not good. You don't want anything more on top of these right now because it's just causing problems, causing issues.
Sugar likes snow, so I'm okay with all the snow.
She's okay with the cold weather too.
Doesn't phase her.
I'm always curious with some dogs are different.
We went for a walk last time. My wife even was text. She goes, "Do not go out very long." Because we went for our evening walk, which I'm going to hit on during Bill's Thrills.
Okay, great.
But no, she just absolutely loves it. But when we walk, she runs through the snow. So and right now it's all it's 12 to 16 inches deep. So she has to jump through it and run through it and lays in it and paws fine, no issues there.
Wow.
It came up on something that she doesn't have. Friends of ours we talked about, they have a golden retriever and they have more fur in their paw area, and so snow gets wedged in there, something like that. Sugar does not get any snow wedged in her paws whatsoever. So she's like a polar bear.
She's frolicking, having a good time.
Very happy with that. There goes big truck of snow. There's been several out, so it's full of snow. It's a snow combine is what's going on down here. So it's very
incredible,
very, very impressive.
Yeah, you pointed out, me and Josh, we were captivated. It was the trucks were driving down, going east here, 11th and O, going east, and there was 6 vehicles there, and one's just shooting all the snow into.
It's like a giant.
It's amazing.
It's a quadruple giant snow blower basically, and it's loading instead of just blowing the snow, it's loading the snow. To get rid of it.
What it is an amazing production.
It is.
That's something where they're getting work done. But for me, the viewer watching it, I enjoyed it.
And I would imagine also it's probably just wrapping up right now. They were probably going all night. This is probably a project that goes during the night.
Yeah.
This is not something that happens during the day when it's too busy going on.
The crews have been working many hours since Friday. It's been a long process. We know that all over the state, people still are struggling to get home. And this is a Friday storm. It's Wednesday today.
Are your are Elizabeth's parents home yet?
My mother-in-law did make it back. Now this is funny. You'll appreciate this. She drove from Sioux City to Crofton, but roads in the country are still closed. So my father-in-law had to take the tractor into town to pick her up. She leaves the car in Crofton. He takes her home in the tractor to get, because the roads are still not plowed in the country.
That's great.
So got back to Crofton, but he had to get a little more help to get home.
Awesome.
So she's back and did a lot of shoveling. I'm told yesterday on the farm. So that's the update there. All right. By the way, I don't want to miss anything. YouTube chatters, I see it today. They're trying to get my attention because they think I ignore them. I don't.
That's not true.
It is not intentional. It's not intentional. Will Fiddle says, "Good morning, lost."
Will Fiddle.
He says, "Good morning, lost tribe of YouTube breakers, ignored, mocked, vilified, and disregarded by Jake."
Mocked. I'm here. You ever mocked him?
I don't mock anybody.
Sometimes we mock the people on Twitch.
We do,
bit.
yeah, on Twitch,
Yes.
And I don't see anybody. I mean, it shows where they comment from, mostly YouTube and Facebook on this. I don't ever see a Twitch person. If you're on Twitch, please chime in. Let me know you
You'd be
exist.
our new favorite.
Yeah.
If we have one Twitch person, we'd love to know
Jeremy
about
on Twitch over
yes,
here.
I would love to. I'd love to know that.
Yes. No, I'm not mocking anybody. I
Yes.
see you. And by the way, we got Thomas from the Philippines listening this morning.
What time is it there, Thomas?
Yeah, Tom,
I'm always.
you want to
interested.
guess?
I'm interested. I have no idea. No, I'm not. I don't know.
I'm going to put out a dumb guess. I'm going to say 8 p.m.
Yeah, I have no idea.
14 hours
Yeah,
difference.
I gotta,
That could be the dumbest guess in the history of the world,
Yeah.
and you can say it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 8:11 p.m.
We're just gonna go with what you have. I'm gonna stick with
all
you.
right, Phil. Let us know, Thomas, what time it is in the Philippines. All right, Bill. Before we get idle chit chat, I got a trivia question for you.
Oh, I love trivia.
You were
I
not
love
prepared.
game
You were
show.
not prepared, but I think you'll get this right. I'm gonna give you 3 quick questions. All right. It's a simple inside or outside. Okay. Do the Buffalo Bills play inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll give you the ding there for that.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Do the Green Bay Packers play inside or outside?
Outside. 2.
Your third question.
This.
Do the Detroit Lions play inside or outside?
Inside. Yes.
We have a reporter that was talking to Todd Bowles, whose Buccaneers of Tampa Bay are going to Detroit this weekend.
So I had a question on this.
Okay.
Was the reporter trying to get him to say something dumb, and by trying to was the reporter trying to trick Coach Bowles? Because that's what it sounded like, almost like I'm going to see if he takes this and says something dumb, and then obviously he was brilliant in it, or was the reporter just that unaware?
I'm going to go with the latter on that one, that unaware, and we'll let the breakers decide. I'm going to play. Here's the question.
I was taken back by it. My first thought was I thought it was someone making a very bad move or trying to see if they could get a coach to say something dumb. Obviously, coach did a great job, but it was what would I text you? Is this real? Is this AI?
I have checked a lot of places to confirm this is not fake. It's real.
Real news. Run it, Jake.
Here's the sad part. Before this, there's been no identification of the reporter. They're trying to keep this reporter's name hidden so that it doesn't get out there to embarrass her. Okay. Here's the question to Todd Bowles about the game this weekend in Detroit.
-7.
Tampa Bay Bucks head coach. Here we go.
Coach, looking forward towards Detroit. The weather has been a factor in some of the playoff games, even for the most prepared teams. Today, it's 13 in Detroit, which doesn't compare to some of the temperatures we tend to drop to. Any special plans to acclimate the team to not only endure, but perform in those kind of frigid temperatures should you face them in Detroit?
You do know we play indoors, right? They got a dome. No, nothing planned. We're indoors, and we only have to be outside for 20 seconds getting off the bus going under the thing, so we'll be okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bill asked the question, was she just trying to get him to say something stupid, or is she just that uninformed about the situation? I'm telling you, that seemed like a legitimate question. She thought the game was outside.
It sure seems like it because it was in depth. It was very in depth question.
Frigid temperatures.
So I don't know
We've
if
seen some games outside.
It appears maybe potentially if a new reporter that's all of a sudden is like, okay, what's going? What look for an angle? What do we got going on for a story here? Let's check the weather in Detroit. Let's check it.
I'll ask Todd about that one. Ma'am, the game's inside. We're not concerned about the weather. As long as we get to Detroit, everything's good.
I would love to have been someone else. I'd love to have been Steve Sipple. Sitting in the
he does the slow turn, like
the slow turn. Exactly. Like, did this just happen? But it did. It took me back at first. Like, were they trying to get coach to say something? But I was mesmerized by it. I didn't think it was real. And I think I'm glad that you thought that, because it's so bad that your first response should be that can't be real. Yes.
But she kept going and trying to dig. It was very clear. The angle made it clear this was not a one. This was a well thought out question.
Yes.
And he's like, they play in a dome.
They played a dome.
I thought Todd handled it very well. He could have said, next question, that's dumb. He said, no, I mean, I'll answer this. But no, we're not concerned. We got 20 seconds going from outside to inside when we get off the bus to the dome.
Yes.
I guess if we're concerned about 20 seconds, then we have bigger problems than a football game. Our team is not very tough, apparently, if that's the case. So there you go. I'm glad you got trivia questions right. You were 3 for 3.
Thank you.
I felt very confident in your ability to get that.
I did. I felt good about those too.
So
I think I could get every team. I think.
You think so?
All 32.
I think you probably would.
I think I get 32.
Yeah,
but whether inside or outside, that's not that hard.
Not overly tough there. Someone says, dumb question by an uninformed reporter.
It appears that way. It appears that way.
You know, they always say the common line, Bill, is there's no such thing as a dumb question. There is, though.
We just heard it.
We just heard a dumb question asked. And Todd Bowles just, he had to say what he said. The game's inside.
Yeah, he did a tremendous job of, just like I said, I don't know how he didn't just bust out laughing or say something more. But no, he's actually very respectful towards the reporter of, like, okay, there's been a giant error made here, and I'm not going to make a public fool out of someone for asking this question.
We play indoors, right? And they got a dome. I don't. No, nothing planned. We're indoors, and we only have to be outside for 20 seconds, getting off the bus, going under the thing, so we'll be okay.
Oh, thank you for that. We need a lot of, we need some light moments sometimes when it comes to press conferences. So I appreciate Todd Bowles for his answer. I don't appreciate the question asked by the reporter, but I'm glad he answered it and didn't just laugh and say,
I'll be honest with you, it's one of those cases where you're definitely not upset with the reporter. You definitely feel bad for the person. And because it's just like they obviously went through something. They were like, I've got an angle here. I want to be able to ask about this. And this weather's been a big situation throughout the country. And then this.
This is a great comment from East Lincoln West, loyal breaker. Stopped by your house recently, too.
Yes. Big assistance.
Wes says, can you imagine if that question was asked to Bill Belichick like that?
That would be awesum. Anybody'd be awesome.
Indoors. Next question. I mean, he's just
It'd be so good.
I mean, we're playing inside.
And
it stops. And he just stops. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Someone that says which is worst? Okay, this is something I'll bring this up right now. Who is dumber, that reporter or Jim Harbaugh asking for immunity from the NCAA in a new contract?
We discussed this off air this morning. Here's what I'm going to say right away with the contract conversations with Coach Harbaugh is there's been the stories out that he wants immunity from any violations that he couldn't be fired from or fired with cause and no payment.
Okay.
Do we know that? Do we actually know that is in the that he has asked that? That's what we don't know where that truth is at. That might be some sort of speculation from somewhere. We have no idea if that's 100% factual or not. But eventually, the terms of the contract will be made public when that happens. So, if let's just say, because I have a hard time believing that someone has this access and then now it's known worldwide. Say it is. That would be a remarkable thing to have, and I just don't see anyone at any university putting down in paper that if you did something that is a fireable offense, that we would not
You're
fire.
immune.
You're immune to it. I don't think any. I'm just not talking about Michigan in the situation. I can't imagine anywhere that being a code of conduct that would happen.
This again, though, Bill, goes back to again whether it's real or not. If it's put in there, if it is true, this is just again Jim Harbaugh lives in a different reality than all of us. He doesn't live in the same world as us. He's a different person. He's like an alien living in these parts. I mean, come on, just put in the contract. I can't get fired for anything. I got immunity here, no matter what.
It'd be fun to. I would love to be around him because he's also one of the most brilliant football coaches of our time.
He is.
He
no
really
doubt about
is
that.
because of you go through the history of. We said on the show several times of what he did as a player, and then I know people that coached with him in the NFL. When he was with the Raiders, they absolutely loved him. Then he wins at University of San Diego, non-scholarship. He wins at Stanford, wins 12 games there, wins the Pac-12. That's when USC was rolling. Pete Carroll was still there. Pete Carroll was still at USC. So it wasn't like, well, yeah, Pete had left and USC dropped it. Pete was still at USC when this happened. And so he does that. Then he goes to 3 NFC championship games and goes to the Super Bowl. Okay. Goes from there to Michigan and went to 3 straight playoff appearances.
That's right.
And a national championship. So anytime you do it at multiple places, That's the part that always jumps out the most. That's where the Lance Leopolds and the DeBoers and the different people, it's like, hey, that jumps out. When people go different places and do a very good job. Urban Meyer was very successful at Bowling Green, very successful at Utah, extremely successful at Florida, extremely successful at Ohio State. So yes, he had to stop in the NFL, but I never put the NFL in the same, because you can just be dealt a deck that you have no chance at in the NFL. It's like nothing you can do with that. But anyway, those coaches are the ones that really always impress me a lot. And trust me, I'm impressed with someone that comes to a place and is able to keep it steady forever too, like a Tom Osborne did.
Yep.
Came here, didn't go anyplace else, was assistant coach here, took over the program, and then held it together. That's also falls into the ridiculous when you can hold something together for so long.
Yep.
That also falls into one of those very, very unique situations to be able to get done.
We know regarding Jim Harbaugh, because it's official from both sources, that he did interview with the Chargers on Monday, and the Falcons reported that he did interview with them yesterday. So
it must be an NFL rule that you have to report who was interviewing. And just think how brilliant that would be to have that in college. It would be incredible to say, like when it went to Alabama's now open, and they would say that we met with we met with Jimbo Fisher today. Tomorrow we will be meeting with name Coach A, whoever that would be, and then also we're going to talk to Kellen DeBoer. And we're talking. So that would be imagine that drama.
That'd be awesome.
Now where it's so different, and that's where when you start talking about things, they eventually will get to the model that is more adult, and the more adult model is the NFL with certain things like this, with being just saying you can't poach somebody else's coach when they're under contract. You can't do that. And now you can do that in college. And it's great for some things. And I've been on, because of those rules, I've been on the good side of things. I've had good things happen in my life because this exact thing happened to a coach I was attached to. So it worked out very well for me. But eventually, when someone's in the NFL, they're under contract. The only option you have is you can trade them.
Yep.
You can trade your coach.
Yep.
But when they're under contract, they're under contract. That was the one time that I had a chance to sit down and visit with a one-on-one with Coach Saban, and this was during the time when he would go back to the NFL. He'd already had he already started his success run at Alabama. Would never go back to the NFL. And one of the things that he mentioned to me that it was so, he goes, Bill, it's so difficult that you get one first-round draft pick a year. That's it, one. And he goes, obviously at Alabama, I can get a lot of very good players here, but the biggest thing was, when I go to put together my staff, I don't get to hire who I want to hire, because if they're under contract with someone else, you can't hire them. You're not hireable. And so sometimes you start with a B team staff, or not a staff that you initially want, but until college football gets that straight, when someone can leave during the season. I mean, just think about this. There's bowl games played with the new coach on the sideline.
That's weird.
I mean, Luke Fickell was doing that last year.
I know.
I don't think he was coaching, but he was involved. He had a headset on. He was listening to the game by the coaches, and he was coaching at a different school 3 weeks earlier.
It's weird. It's just weird.
I mean, that would be like right now, Green Bay. All of a sudden, they fire their coach,
Matt LaFleur. Yep.
They fire him, and they bring back poach the coach from the Cowboys because
Mike
he won a
McCarthy.
Super Bowl and brought him in, and now you're the new head coach. Imagine that mayhem.
That'd be odd.
But it can happen in college football.
Yep.
It can absolutely happen.
We just embrace, there's a lot of weird right now in college football.
Like I said, I'll repeat it again for people that didn't hear it before. Until you get off of this semester system, it's never going to work. And the semester system, we have to have this all done by the semester. That's not the case. Until they allow players to be, okay, I've transferred, and then I'm just not in school this semester, that's okay. Because until you put a stop to new coaches being hired while season is still going on, it should be real simple. You always hear about what they call it, Black Sunday, when everyone gets fired like that. That's when they
Black
fire
Monday.
Monday, sorry, Monday is one day off. One day
not
off.
getting fired the same day as the game.
Same day.
Usually. Black Monday.
It could happen.
You're close.
But point being is that yes, some people get let go, but that's when things happen. And then also they don't. If someone gets let go, there's just someone promoted from within to handle the rest of it till it's time to. But the time frame and then how the portal works and then the recruiting calendar. Numerous teams last year had bowl games on signing day. want you to think about that.
On the actual day.
They had bowl game on. Imagine being in a bowl game and you're up at 5 a.m. and you have a team meeting at 8 for your bowl game, but you're trying to get all of your not faxes, but whatever information in that who is signed. That makes zero sense. I mean, absolutely no sense at all. And yet no one will really jump into it because here's the problem. There's not a commissioner.
Nope.
There's not a commissioner. There's everyone's pulling their separate way. And so no one's coming together with what's going on. And so that's why there's not one voice to be, this is how we're going to do things. And if you have once you ever get to that, and that's why you hope.
Are we getting closer to that? I don't. Are we even getting closer?
No,
to
right
that?
now you don't hear.
It doesn't feel that way.
No, right now there's been massive. They put the early signing date in, which I mean, for myself as an assistant coach, I was ecstatic. I mean, that I was so pumped for that because you have any idea that the amount of work you put in this time of year to make sure you hold your recruit to sign. When before it'd be like, no, it's December 15th. You're in or out. And if they didn't sign, you just kind of moved on from them. Oh, no, coach, I'm still in. Sign today. And so having them sign early took away all of that stress of that. And so that was, as an assistant coach, you were so pumped. If you had 4 or 5 recruits and they were all signed, your work like that part of it was done. You weren't going to lose the recruit. And so that part I enjoyed that. But the time doesn't add up now with what else is going on. It really doesn't. The teams that are in New Year's 6 or the playoffs, it doesn't affect you a lot because that day of signing day, it was a dead period and we were in the office and our bowl games were all after that. We had practice that day.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's other games, but it doesn't add up. The times don't add up. Nothing makes sense. And also with, like I said, and they have all this thing. Well, you have to make our changes with our coaches because of the portal and what's getting done with that. And so until someone oversees all of it, and that's where you hope a Nick Saban can step in and be the voice of what is done. But no one's ever going to agree to everything because the money's not the same.
Nope, that's the problem.
The money's not the same.
Money differences.
Big 10 SEC money is not Big 12 money.
Nope.
And so that's kind of like we'll make the decisions for ourselves because we're doing extremely well.
We answer to us, and we answer to us only. As those
just imagine the difference of money that I don't know what the SEC is, but the Big 10 renegotiates their TV contract again before the ACC does in 2034. I mean, 2034, 34. That'd be
something
crazy.
Like it's
some sort of 30s.
It might be 37, honestly. I think it might be 2037.
It's just, but anyway, my point is that the Big 10 will renegotiate, which means they're going to probably double their salary again. That's why the ACC, that's why Florida State has sued to get out of the conference because they're going to be so far behind. They're so far behind right now. They're so far behind with the media rights.
That is very extended idle chit chat. Sponsored by Newton's Lawn Care. Call or text 402-440-6297 to get ahead for fertilizing for this year. Andrew and the squad at Newton's Lawn Care. Again, call or text 402-440-6297 today. Before we get to break, there was some news yesterday for Nebraska football, and we will have Mike Schaefer here tomorrow, but to give us more info on this.
Schaefer will have. He's an insider.
We would talk to Sean, but it's 2 a.m. in Hawaii, so we won't talk to Sean today. We have no Sean Callahan. But Nebraska did hire Glenn Thomas to be the quarterbacks coach for Matt Rule's staff offensively. Now, they have experience together. Glenn Thomas was under Matt Rule at Temple from 2015 to 2016, at Baylor from 17 to 19. Then he went on his own, went to UNLV from 2020 to 2021 as the offensive coordinator. Then Arizona State as their OC in 2022. And this past year, he's with the Pittsburgh Steelers as an offensive assistant. But Glenn Thomas is Nebraska's new quarterbacks coach. Marcus Satterfield, still the OC, now going to help out with the tight ends room. But Glenn Thomas is the guy for Nebraska. At Arizona State in this 1 year there, Trenton Bourget, I want to say, kind of a French name there.
Yeah, I read the name. I think you
might have misspelled
shot something up. No, but I didn't recognize it. I didn't have any knowledge.
Either.
And so that was in 21. So I have no knowledge.
In 2022.
22.
So, yeah.
You have no knowledge of that quarter. What was Arizona State's record in that year?
Yeah, they weren't great.
Right.
They weren't great. Anyway,
but I have no idea. I didn't know the name.
Apparently, this is from Mitch Sherman of The Athletic, who broke the story on Glenn Thomas. Shout out to Mitch Sherman.
Nice job, Mitch. Mitch does an incredible job.
In his 1 year at Arizona State, Glenn Thomas, I guess, led Trenton Bourget to break the school's all-time completion percentage record at 71.4% passing.
Good.
So we don't have a ton of info beyond that on Glenn Thomas. Again, that's where Schaefer will give us more info tomorrow on him. But certainly he has been around. He's been with Matt Rule now a couple times. So that's a familiar face that Rule can at least trust.
It's always it is. That is something that when you have someone that you in your mind you feel very, very confident about and you've been together, that's a lot. And so it's like when people always ask me questions about coaches, my first statement is if I have never been in the room with them, I make no comment.
Probably
if I've not worked with them and they're like, hey, you think this like something like this? If somebody asked me, think this is a good hire? No idea.
No.
Never been in the room with them. What do you think about so and so? If I've worked with them, I would have I may keep things to myself, but I would have a very knowledgeable conversation about what I feel about their competency or where they're at. But when you haven't been in the room, when people don't know that, so that's also a big thing when someone is being hired, when they've been in the room with them before, so they have all those situations. And now I think obviously the magnitude of this fan base here. And so I've always said that the head coach of the University of Nebraska is making decisions way bigger than just for the university, just for the football program. Yeah, it's for the decisions that are made by the University of Nebraska are different than made by the University of Miami.
Is it fair? Now, this could be an assumption, a wrong assumption. Is it fair to assume that this would end speculation on Dana Holgorsen possibly coming to Nebraska? We haven't heard much in the last week on that.
Yeah, he still may come as an
analyst.
Yeah, it could just be an analyst and off the field person that is doing nothing. That has seemed to have run very cold.
It's kind of quiet.
I've not heard anything about that. Maybe just up here and looking for homes during this weather.
Yeah,
maybe that's what
it's
did it.
-10. I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to Houston.
Go back to Houston.
Chill for a while.
I'm sure he's still getting paid some money there. But no, but you haven't heard anything about that.
Nope.
But again, the hire is always good if you feel confident, and obviously Coach Rule does, and you've worked with the person before. That allows you a lot of comfort when you know what's going on in the room. And it sounds like it's created a better mix having a true quarterback coach. From what I was told, and I don't know this, I'm not in the room again,
right,
that Satterfield was not a quarterback coach per se. He's a coordinator, maybe not a quarterback coach. And so when that change is made, usually what happens with that, the different places that I've been at LSU, Steve Ensminger, who's probably, between him and Andy Ludwig, the two best coordinators I've ever worked with. And Steve was able to he was a tight end coach. But the graduate assistant who now is coaching in the NFL was that good of a coach. So he could he could do a lot of things to allow Steve as a coordinator to see everything. And so he wasn't just with the tight ends during individual. He could be with the quarterbacks, receivers, whatever it was going on. So that's probably an advantage right now that I have no idea, but there's probably going to be a very heavily involved graduate assistant who can coach on the field and run meetings in that tight end room, which will allow Satterfield a chance to be able to see more things overall than being just locked into that spot. And so it allows him to even be in other meetings at times. He can go into the running back room. He can go into the O-line room. Whatever it is, allows you different things. If you're coaching the quarterback, you're not going room to room.
No.
You got to have your job to have to get taken care of.
So again, Glenn Thomas, the new addition to the staff, quarterbacks coach for Matt Rule, previous experience with Rule at Temple and Baylor before I did some other places, again, at UNLV, Arizona State, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Glenn Thomas, the guy, we'll get more from Mike Schaefer on that tomorrow when he's here in the studio.
Can't wait to have Schaefer in here.
When we come back, hey, Nebraska basketball is back in action tonight at Rutgers Piscataway. We'll talk about that next, an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Treads Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
Why are New Year's resolutions always about getting to the gym more or dieting? We fail ourselves before the first month of the year is already over. Why not resolve to eat better, tastier foods in 2024? Look no further than Fuhrer's Cheese Spread. Stop eating your apples, vegetables, crackers, and chips plain. Give them some flavor. Fuhrer's Cheese Spread awakens your taste buds. Now that's how you start a new year. Find your container of Fuhrer's Cheese Spread today at your local grocery store.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, and they've built neighborhoods in and around Lincoln for over 25 years.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of January, because get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying, let's sit around the table, let's drop some plans. Let's put numbers together. Let's get a budget put together, and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Vershawn Jackson, the captain here for The Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relieved. The team at The Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Koppel. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Koppel. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at koppelcars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G20768.
Vershawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
Is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm pretty happy about something here, Bill. We asked the question to the person in the Philippines what time it was out there, and I guessed it was about a 14-hour difference. Yeah. And I was correct. The
spot on 14.
Yeah, I said it was, but we said it was 6:10 here. So I bet it's 8:10 p.m. and I was right. And so it's now 8:41 p.m. in the Philippines. I'm not sure where I pulled that from. I have no idea, but I just took a random guess and I was right.
I wonder if he enjoys listening to the show at that time of night. That'd probably be kind of interesting.
Like, we're past drive time.
So someone, they're working hard to listen. Thank you.
Yeah,
is there anything else from Twitch?
I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
We did have a comment from Twitch because we just tuning in. We get comments all the time, and I'm trying to read more from YouTube. I like that the people are adamant saying we're here too. Yeah, I see and I appreciate you.
YouTuber people too.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Bill said we don't see many Twitch comments. We have one here. We have a Twitch comment. Someone says, checking in from Twitchland. Wish we wouldn't be treated us like dirt over here.
Like dirt. You're not dirt.
That's from Space Santos, by the way.
Space Santos.
Like
Where's
that.
Space Santos located?
I don't know.
And how do you get on Twitch?
I'm scared of Twitch.
Is that a streaming device? Is that what that is? Is that like Peacock?
No, this is great. Twitch is a place where people like to stream their video games on there.
Okay.
So Twitch, again, you can watch shows like this on there, but it's usually a place where people can have they can be playing, COD, as our friend Terrell Farley does.
T. Farley.
And you can put that on Twitch and people, you can get paid for that possibly. If you get enough people watching and commenting, you can get paid for that. But it's a way for people to, it's really seen mostly for gaming.
For gamers. Okay.
If I'm wrong with that, by the way, please correct me because I'm not.
I'm glad you know that. I'm glad we have
expert.
someone from Twitch. That really excites me.
Yeah, that's Space Santos with us on Twitch. If anybody else is on Twitch, please let us know. We're trying to. We have another one. It says, OMG, Jake recognized us on Twitch.
See?
Someone else says, wow, Twitch recognition from A. Sidlow.
Yes. See, I didn't realize we had Twitch.
Yep.
I knew we had it. I didn't know if anybody was actually using it.
Yep.
Yes.
We got at least 3 Twitch users commenting right now.
I tell you one thing,
see you.
Jake, what you and Sip have built with this show.
Oh, Bill, you built it too.
I'm telling you what you guys have done. When the numbers are the exact same from when I came on. There's no change in the numbers. You guys have built a product that is insane. And now it's statewide. That's the most incredible thing
and worldwide, apparently.
And worldwide, too. Yes.
Philippines.
Statewide, I mean, bottom line is we probably have all 50 states almost every day.
I think we do.
I mean, all 50 states every day and then out of the country. So what you and Sip have done over 7 years is remarkable.
Well, Bill, we appreciate you being here for the almost a full year. We're not going to forget that. Next Tuesday is a full year.
It's the anniversary day.
It's the anniversary day.
I'm excited.
That's big because that's for you. There's a couple big things in a matter of like a week and a half. You got your anniversary here, and then you have Groundhog Day.
Yeah, exactly.
On Friday, February 2nd. It's a Friday this year. That's perfect for you.
It's the ultimate Groundhog Day. This is the one you dream about.
We hope it's not negative 10 degrees. Yes. We hope it warms up a little bit.
And we're working on something for Groundhog Day.
We are. We'll keep you posted.
We'll keep you posted on that.
We will. We like to play the sounder when we get the chance. It's brand new. We've had a couple times now. We've got some breaking news. We actually have some legitimate breaking news.
God, I love it.
This is not surprising, but I just saw on ESPN out there that Mike Tomlin will officially be with the Steelers next year. Some rumors about him maybe stepping down, going somewhere else, just going away. Mike Tomlin has informed the Steelers he will be coaching the organization next year.
Well, obviously, like I've mentioned before, of all the history that I've not really say I've researched, but I've known of Coach Tomlin, has just been everything off the charts. Anytime there's always probably someone that would push back, but I've heard nothing but great things. That's why I was taken back by the press conference the other day that he walked out on, because I think this was 100% his decision on whether he was coming back or not. I don't think there was ever a time when it's like, well, he's kind of on the cusp. Or I don't think that management ever or ownership ever even felt that. That's why I thought it was odd. If they were at odds. Like I said, I just can't imagine the way that, when you talk about how organizations are run, there's some that are just run different. Now they haven't stacked up. Obviously Coach Tomlin's won a Super Bowl, but my point is like that. Everyone looks at the Steelers as probably the prototype of how to run an organization.
It's the most
and how a family runs an organization.
It is the most stable organization in football.
Yes,
because again, they've had 3 coaches ever.
Yeah, ever.
The Dolphins have 3 coaches every 5 years on a repeat since Shula.
Yeah,
3, in the entirety of the time.
And all 3 of them won a Super Bowl. All 3 of them won a Super Bowl.
They did.
Obviously, Coach Nolan won several, but
did.
Yeah, it was.
Sure did.
And I grew up despising the Steelers because I was a Houston Oilers fan, and Houston Oilers probably would have won a couple Super Bowls if it wasn't for the Steelers. I'm so respectful for the Rooney family and how they did their work, and obviously with Coach Tomlin too. So again, I said obviously he was in control of this situation. He was with where he was at. So that's great news.
Mike Tomlin back at least for next year for sure with the Steelers. All right, this is not a gambling show. Never has been, never will be. But we like to play games once in a while. If I had to ask you, Bill, Nebraska tonight plays on the road at Rutgers. 9-7 Rutgers, who we discussed along. We've laughed at this. They nearly lost to a team called Stonehill at the end of December. They won by 1. If you had to guess the spread on tonight's game, Nebraska at Rutgers, 6 p.m. BTN.
Nebraska won. 1 point.
I guessed Nebraska 2.5, as did Josh. I just checked before the segment. Rutgers is a 2.5 point favorite tonight.
Really?
Against Nebraska in Piscataway. Not at the formerly known RAC out
The
there.
RAC.
The Jersey Mike Center now.
I used to love going to the RAC. It was an amazing place to watch a basketball game. It was like the old Coliseum in Wisconsin that was there when I was a graduate assistant before they had their new arena. So doesn't shock me though. No, because that's just you see crazy things all the time. So it doesn't really shock me. They just got rolled by Michigan State.
They did.
Izzo's kid scored his first basket against Rutgers.
Yep.
But anyway, they're not playing well.
No.
But it's a tough place. And I brought up this. I'd love to know the situation out there with travel, because everything I've talked to, I talked to friends on coaches that were out recruiting yesterday on the East Coast, and they were scrambling around because it is supposed to be a major blizzard hitting in different places. So the East Coast has been hit with weather, and it's so different than here because there's nowhere to go with it. I can remember going into New York City after a major snowstorm, and it was like there was literally no place to park, go. There's just no place for the snow to go, and you have these streets that were built, 200 years ago. And it's just
cobblestone out here.
It is. It's incredible trying to get around. The world shuts down. And I told my friend, I said, hey, listen, I said, you better hunker down in your hotel and be glad you have a hotel. I said, because if you get on the road driving to that and things get shut down, you're just shut down. There is nowhere to go to get off. It's complete mayhem when that sets in. And so I want to know what the weather is for Piscataway tonight, and I'm sure you always have to be at the place the night before. It's like any games, you have to be there the night before because you have to secure that the team is there. It's on TV. And it's on TV on BTN.
It's on Big Ten Network at 6 p.m. this evening. Central time. 6 p.m. Central time.
Oh, I like that time.
That's right.
I like that time. I'd like 6:30. I'd like to have it back a half hour.
It's just
but
nice.
We're
not waiting 10 o'clock to watch basketball.
Not waiting up until 11:30 for the game to end.
It sucks. It's the worst.
But I'd love to have a weather update out there from New Brunswick, Piscataway area.
Do we have any New Brunswick listeners? Chime in if you're going to go to the game. 464-5685. I guess you need the area code 402-464-5685. If you're listening from out there, but I'd say this: if so, in that realm there, Bill, regarding the attendance, possibly the Iowa game, nobody was there.
Nobody.
So you thought, okay, maybe that's a great time to play Iowa. There's nobody there. Nebraska got rolled in Iowa.
I disagree with that now. I just hadn't really thought through it. Couldn't disagree more.
Okay.
As a player, you want a crowd, even if it's not your crowd. To play, like you go back to the COVID times, playing in stadiums. If you went to a stadium and played and there was no one there, you were miserable. You want a crowd there. Because also fun when you're a competitor and you're on a pretty good team. Nothing more fun than playing on the road. It really isn't. It's just there. It is just a fun time to play on the road when you're a good football team and have the other team all worked up and have the crowd worked up and you're able to defeat them. So, but the empty crowd is horrible. It is horrible. So you want a crowd there. You want a crowd to be able to be there. And I don't know what the rack holds. It can't hold maybe 8,000 or 9,000.
That might be high.
Yeah, maybe high. It's not a big arena, but also is it's a little bit of a fair weather crowd. If they're not playing well, there's not much people fighting to get to a game at 7:00 Eastern time with bad weather.
Yep, I love their coach. Steve Peichel has done a great job at a program that was not good before he got there. Been in the tournament now a couple times for Rutgers.
Yes.
So been a rough year so far. I mean, they could turn it around. But Rutgers again, 2.5-point favorites tonight. They are last in the conference at this point. After you mentioned a blowout loss to Michigan State,
As close to a must-win as there is.
For Rutgers or for Nebraska? It is. I mean,
it's not a must-win for Rutgers. Rutgers not going to must-win their way into anything this year.
No,
they're just hoping to have something to build on.
Yeah, that's not
going anyplace. For Nebraska, this is as close to a must-win as you must have.
You beat K-State on the road. That was nice. You got to get a conference road win. You got to know you can do it. You lost to Minnesota on the road. You've been beat by Iowa last on Friday. You got to prove to yourself, hey, if we're actually a tournament team, you've got a couple nice wins on your resume. That's great. You got to get road wins though, and especially the ones of teams that are not good in the conference. You cannot blow these opportunities. So,
agreed. So
6 p.m.
It's really close to a must-win. Looking forward to watching it.
Big Ten Network. We're not up till 10 p.m. watching basketball tonight.
Very excited to watch.
Can't wait to watch it at 6. When we come back, mailbag.
Oh,
we got several today.
Nice. I love the mailbag.
And song of the day next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of your liberty in pursuit of your justice for those that have been injured. My name is Matt Knight, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our relentless trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Once again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Copple. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Copple. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at copplecars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G2076684.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at nebraskaautodetail.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Bagels and Joe is celebrating 31 years of business this year. With 4 Lincoln locations and 1 in Seward, there's more options for your favorite breakfast spot in town. And don't forget the Joe card for unlimited drip coffee for just $8.95 per person per month. Bagels and Joe, celebrating 31 years of serving Lincoln and the surrounding areas.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, increasing cloud cover expected throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 22. Tonight, a slight chance of snow. Otherwise, we'll see cloudy skies and a low around 7. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy and snow likely in the afternoon. We'll see a high of around 15. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Healing the heart takes heart. Our dedicated team of cardiac experts is here for you with breakthrough treatments for serious conditions and expert advice for living longer with a healthier heart. We bring healing care to our community with over 90 cardiology specialists and subspecialists and more than 50 locations across Nebraska, Southwest Iowa, and Northern Kansas. Find out how we heal hearts with heart, starting with yours at chihealth.com/heart.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
if
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you ever
Once again, your song of the day, You Never Want That One to Stop. Bring It On Home to Me by Sam Cooke from 1962. 402-464-5685. 1 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
Wow.
That song is incredible.
Oh,
so good.
Talk about verklempt. Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Jake, how you pulled that one out, I have no idea. And if you've played it before, God love you for playing it again. Because the picture painted in my head, I could see myself in a cocktail lounge at the time, smoky, like that. Everyone very well dressed. Everyone would be very, very well dressed. And just that music was incredible. 1962.
62.
Better times.
That song is so good.
Better times. Just think about that. Oh, yeah, you hear it today. So we're in the 60 years ago. And that is just remarkable. I'm giving it a 99999. I am blown away. You nailed the song. when it paints a picture in your head like that, I was happy. Eyes were closed. I didn't even sing along.
No.
Usually I sing along to songs like that obviously I have knowledge of, and like that I'll sing along. I wouldn't sing along because it was just I just wanted to hear what was going on. That if you've ever wanted to break the code here where we get in trouble if we play the song too long.
Yeah, that's the one.
Today was the day.
Play the whole thing.
Today was the day
Just
you play
on a
the whole
repeat.
thing and take the
fine.
shots from the law of the radio.
So good.
Oh,
such a good song. I got to guess Josh is probably in the 9s also.
Josh is very good with, I'm going to say he's an 8.8.
I'm going 9.4.
Let's see.
9.2. Vocals are incredible. Happy, thinking about summertime.
Just think about, the year again, 62,
1962.
Right? Could you imagine sitting there just listening to that? Imagine just sitting there listening to that. Because that would be a place you'd want to see them like I could see him play in Vegas or something. And all of a sudden, like, it's Sinatra's on for a few songs, and then all of a sudden this comes out on stage. This being like one of the most incredible singers bands ever. Yes,
that's a song that I would never change the station to.
Oh, no.
Cranky. It's like, wow, it's on.
No.
Yep, turn it up.
How about the fact that it is a mood setter, but it's a very slow song. It's not it's semi walk up music. If you go into a place and that's playing in the background, you're right away. You're
I like this place.
This is incredible.
I'm where I need to be. Some ratings before the mailbag. John in Southeast Lincoln, a 6. Mike in Dalton, just a 5.
Whoa.
Yep. Jennifer gives it a 9. Hubby 7.1. Scott in Bancroft, only a 4.2. Surprisingly low. Craig says different, but I like it. 8.5. It's good different. Rick from Wahoo chimes in, gives it 8.5 also. Bo Lever, 9.9. Husker Mike in Waterloo gives it an 8. Ryan in California, 9.3. Who in Columbus?
Bird.
This is going to upset you. 3.
Bird.
What? Are you?
Bird, stop.
Bird.
Sam Cooke.
You're killing
Stop.
me. You're killing this. Bird, come on now. Sanderson, 7.7. Dustin in Florida, 8.8. Nate in Dorchester says 8.3.
Thank you, Nate. Have you met the Schindlers yet in Dorchester?
He said the other day, I have not. He was not aware of the Schindlers.
Yes,
but he is now.
Bailey is the kindergarten teacher there in Dorchester.
Go introduce yourself.
Yeah, there's a place I've been down there for. You have wings on Thursday night
in Dorchester.
Dorchester has 2 bars. 2.
You've been?
I've been there. I've been there for wings on a Thursday night.
Might have to go sometime.
Yeah, it's really good.
I like wings.
Yes.
Isaac at 9. Thank you for the ratings there again. Jim in Lebanon says he gives it a 7, but he says Sam still has 5 better songs than that.
He has a lot of really great songs.
Good.
That song just really catches me. That was one that just to this point, I'll listen to it several times today.
As you should.
I will. I'll listen to it several times today. When I'm driving, I'll pop it on my phone and listen to it.
Last one before we move on. Chad, Bill's neighbor, gives it a 9.7.
Nice. Thank you, Chad.
Your neighbor.
Yes.
Neighbor Chad there.
Thank you.
Before we get to
great, my neighborhood's incredible. It's going to come up. We're going to talk about it on the.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it on Bill's Thrills.
All right, before the mailbag, 1 second here.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Let's get to the mailbag. This is a perfect time. The mailbag is sponsored by Double Eagle Golf. It's freezing outside, but you know where it's not freezing, Bill? It's 72 degrees. There's no wind. It's perfect at Double Eagle Golf.
Sam I Am.
Yep, Sam Stroh, the man out there. They've been booked for a long time, but there's still room for you. Like they're getting a lot of play, which is the goal.
And their parking lot's clear.
It is.
They're clear and ready to go, so you can pull right up to it. I don't know how what would be a better time right now than to go out and hit some golf balls. When this kind of weather's outside, it's like, you know what? It's going to get better. It's coming.
I mean, it's easy to get depressed this time of year because it's dark, it's cold, it's snowing. You're not depressed at Double Eagle Golf. You're
Absolutely
happy.
not.
You're playing all the good courses. Pebble Beach, get out there. DoubleEagle.golf in the Kinetic Sports Complex, West O Street. Book your tee time today. Get a membership. Also, leagues beginning late February coming up. All right, to the mailbag. We have a couple good ones here. Speaking of the cold, Josh. Not our Josh.
Okay.
But Josh says, why is it so freaking cold outside? That's his question.
Just why? Well, like
Just why?
science why?
Yeah.
Well, it's a polar vortex, right? Isn't that what they call this?
I think you're right. Yeah, there we go.
I think it's a polar
Hey,
vortex.
there's some terminology,
yes,
Bill.
I've followed that. What's interests me the most about it, I don't get excited about or not excited or intrigued with the minus 22, minus this, all the things. Look at the weather in North Dakota, wherever you're at. I get more intrigued when I looked the other day, and it was 24 degrees in Houston.
That's it. 24.
Like 24 degrees in Houston. I mean, that's incredible.
That sucks.
That's incredible. I talked to my cousin, Kim, from Beamer.
Okay.
I was texting with her last night, and it has not got above freezing several days in a row in Dallas. That's
Dallas.
a lot.
Freaking
Not above,
Texas here.
not even getting above freezing. So that when we talk about the troubles we have here, they probably have more. No, they can get around, but they're not built for that. They're not built. That's when water pipes have to be just exploding and things like that happening. And so that it really intrigues me. But now it's going to stay really cold, guys. We have this much snow on the ground, so it's going to keep the air temperatures down.
What you said though, polar vortex. That's some good stuff there.
Thank you.
He's correct. You're
Thank
correct
you.
in that. But that's in depth.
I've been
there,
working
Bill.
on some things.
Meteor-
It's radio. I want to know what's going on.
He is Bill Shimmick after all.
Bill Shimmick.
Bill Shimmick.
I haven't. And remember, we just remember right now we'd have another probably 16 inches of snow on the ground if it had been colder.
On Monday.
On
That's
Monday.
right. But
Yes.
we survived that. To Michael in the mailbag says, "Aloha from Hawaii. Where Sips at, gentlemen?"
The 808.
He says, "Got my ticket and looking forward to the Polynesian Bowl this week. For Coach Busch, throughout your coaching career, which player most reminded you of yourself?"
Oh wow, that's
it's a deep question.
There's not many because I wasn't very good, and so I was that's kind of a hard one.
How
to be
about
able
personality-wise? Anybody?
Personality-wise, someone that would kind of remind me of myself. I was a Dan Pastorini. I was a Dan Pastorini.
How about that?
Yeah, kind of a gamer,
Yeah.
type of guy like that. I was more of that'd be kind of the guy that I would have patterned myself after like that. I did say that in basketball, because I was such a Magic Johnson fan, that in basketball I completely changed from wanting to be a scorer to be an assist person. I was enamored in high school basketball with the pass because of watching Magic Johnson. And we still scored and things, but how he ran the court and what he did with assist was so cool to be able to see. And so from wanting to just all I wanted to do was shoot and score, and I completely changed into being I want to be known as a passer, because this is just really cool. I got way more excited about a cool assist than I would about making a shot.
Well, I like that.
So
that's
no,
a team player, right
no,
there,
my
Bill.
skill set wasn't a Magic Johnson skill set, but that was one thing that really excited me was to pass the ball.
Good passing is important.
Yeah,
It's very important.
So I enjoyed that.
We have Kelly in the mailbag. Kelly says, "Although I definitely would not do any better, which of these is the biggest head scratcher from high level college ball / the pros?" Here's 4 different things. Okay,
Top head scratcher.
Yep. Great 3-point shooters not being automatic on free throws. Defensive backs defending without pass interference after they get beat deep. Punt returner, lack of awareness when being pinned deep, example, catching it within the 5, or head coaches not utilizing the time correctly at the end of the half or game.
The biggest head scratcher would be time management. Not even close. Because you still see it. You still see it all the time where it happens. You're like, what is happening here? What just happened? Then you see brilliance of when it happened. I saw something the other day that I thought was, again, that I don't recall a lot of, but the Eagles were using their timeouts with 7 and 8 minutes to go in the game, which was very smart. Don't hold on to these. Let's see if we can get us. Now they couldn't get us. They didn't get a stop, and so it didn't matter. But I thought that all again was well thought through, and you have to have somebody that's so on top of it. Where the time management, where I've seen the biggest errors have been made, is when it says the sheet says run a play, and it's like, no, don't run a play, because the risk of a fumble or something happening is so much higher than that. It's just like, it's okay if there's 9 seconds left on the clock and it's 4th down, and just figure out a way to punt it, figure out a way to make the play to do that. But that's where I see the biggest problem. And if you go back to, like I said, just the end of that Texas game, because of the rule, also like that of the injury, when the injury happened to the Washington
That's
player.
right. Yep.
It all, I mean, they're down the field. there's no chance they're going to get the ball back with like 10 seconds left. So they got it back with like 50. And so those little time management things that come up with it on those things is so critical. But if I'm ever on a team, I'm always like, they're like, hey, we're just going to take a knee and we're not going to risk handing it off. And then when there's 9 seconds left or 12 seconds left, or is that, you guys figure it out how to be able to get it done. Because the chance also, okay, we're going to run this thing out. The chance of getting successful runs right then are almost none because they're so stacked in the box to stop the run. And so it's just really high risk of different things.
I might say the first one, great 3-point shooters not being nearly, I mean, it's hard to be automatic. It's 100% is very difficult. But if you are a great shooter and you just, again, doesn't matter where you're at.
I wonder if there's ever been one because I can't think of one.
That are bad at free throw shooters?
Be bad free throw shooters. That'd be incredible.
If you can bring an example of that, Kelly or anybody somebody that was a great 3-point shooter that was not good at free throws, please let us know.
Because I'd also like to know great free throw shooters because what's hard about it is there's just so many moving parts.
Yeah.
You're so long. It makes it very difficult to do. So to shoot that shot is a very difficult shot just because of the mechanics of the shot.
There's one last one here I want to get to Kelly again. Kelly had a good 2-part question.
Okay.
That was a good first part. Second part says, on the other hand, which of these is most amazing that they rarely mess up at a high level? Here's 3 options. Number 1, jumping off sides on 4th and short. Number 2, catching the snap on a punt or field goal attempt. Or 3, for the most part, NFL kickers making 50-plus yard field goals. Which is the most amazing that they rarely mess up of those 3 options?
Well, I would say the actual kick, because this to put a foot on a ball, it's so difficult. So someone says just making an extra point and it makes it look like boom. It's like I'm like, do you know how hard that skill set is?
Yeah.
That's why Brett Maher is still in the league. That's why he's been in the league forever. That's why he gets called back. It is so hard to do. And there's also the mental aspect of it, of when people just kind of get the yips or they're not hitting the ball well. And so the kick would be the one. I'm more amazed right now the number of times it's like, okay, got him in the field goal range, got a 55-yarder here, and I'm like, got him in the field goal range. It's incredible. And the number of kicks that I see go through the uprights where I'm like, that was good from probably 68. That was good from maybe 70. I mean, it's just remarkable what they can do with it. So
Yeah,
that skill set is unreal.
The kicker from the Cowboys, Brandon Aubrey, in his first year, he made like several kicks from 50-plus. I think one or two from 60. And one of them from 60 would have been good from like 75.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it's way up in the field, the net. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So that skill set is just, it's a wow.
That is the mailbag.
I love the
Good
mailbag.
questions.
Thank you.
Thanks to our sponsor of that, Double Eagle
We
Golf.
should maybe add one more question on the mailbag every week. It really makes me happy.
There's a lot of good questions.
They think through stuff. I like that.
We got to say Polar Vortex on that segment today.
Yes. Brought Polar Vortex
That's
in.
pretty cool. Double Eagle Golf in the Kinetic Sports
Sam.
Complex, West O Street. Book your tee time now. It's cold as hell. Get out there, doubleeagle.golf. Don't put your golf clubs away. Just go inside for a month or two.
And your
Or
first
3.
beer, your first beer is Temperature Wednesday.
Okay, there you
And
go.
Your first beer is Temperature Wednesday.
I think Sam would go for
Yeah,
that.
First beer is Temperature Wednesday.
So
at noon today.
Yep,
At noon today.
doubleeagle.golf, West O Street Kinetic Sports Complex. Thanks to Double Eagle Golf, Sam, for sponsoring the mailbag. Top of the hour next, we got breaking news.
We do
We
have
have big breaking news.
This is probably the biggest breaking. It's the biggest breaking news we've ever brought to light
on this show.
On this show, we've
So-
never had one bigger than you think. Like the flip of Dylan Raiola was big.
This is
Wait
bigger.
to hear this one.
Top of the hour. That
Yes.
kind of breaking news next on
Get
Early
on
Break
Twitch.
on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Why are New Year's resolutions always about getting to the gym more or dieting? We fail ourselves before the first month of the year is already over. Why not resolve to eat better, tastier foods in 2024? Look no further than Fuhrer's cheese spread. Stop eating your apples, vegetables, crackers, and chips plain. Give them some flavor. Fuhrer's cheese spread awakens your taste buds. Now that's how you start a new year. Find your container of Fuhrer's cheese spread today at your local grocery store.
Rashawn Jackson, the captain here for The Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relieved. The team at the Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Healing the heart takes heart. Our dedicated team of cardiac experts is here for you with breakthrough treatments for serious conditions and expert advice for living longer with a healthier heart. We bring healing care to our community with over 90 cardiology specialists and subspecialists and more than 50 locations across Nebraska, Southwest Iowa, and northern Kansas. Find out how we heal hearts with heart, starting with yours at chihealth.com/heart.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Wednesday. Steve Sipple out in Hawaii. Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch with you. Hour 2 on Early Break, sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. New location coming to 70th and Pioneers at the end of February. Bill, and what do we have today for Steve Schindler?
Well, Steve has a big day planned. Obviously, they've been very swamped with $500,000 5-year no-interest loan. So people have been very excited about that, and they're just making people money and And just like I said, it's been very good because people have been making a ton of money through Mid-Plains Advisors and then sending that up to the bank and then through the tax-free app. It's been really a smooth flowing operation.
It's a great system here.
It's a great system like that. But today, to celebrate the Huskers in hoops, it's Phi Slamma Jamma.
Phi Slamma Jamma.
Remember Phi Slamma Jamma
I do.
From Houston?
Yes.
That was Phi. That was Clyde Drexler and those guys. So it's Phi Slamma Jamma. Schindler and the whole crew in the bank are making homemade jam. Making homemade jam and canning homemade jam right there in the bank. And then with that, he's got 12 bread makers set up around the entire lobby. So fresh bread is being made. And so they'll have that, and they'll have toasters there. So when you walk in to do your banking, it's going to smell like a bakery. And you're going to have, and they brought in all the strawberries and blueberries and everything. It's all local. Everything is from the Knox County and surrounding areas. Have all brought in. It's all been brought in local, and so they're making their own jam today. And then they have the I think it's 12 to 14 bread makers set up.
12 to 14
with all different kinds of bread. So when you come in right away, Steve will slice it for you.
Wow.
And they'll have the homemade jam. And also, if you get a loan today, you get to take jam home with you.
Well, you should do that then. Why would you not do a loan then?
Just imagine the smell when you walk into that place.
I can't.
So they're going to have homemade bread being made in a bread maker, and then they're making their own jam, and also canning their own jam, which I remember. I remember that was always fun. My grandma used to do that. Remember, like a wax on top of
I remember the wax.
The wax would go on top of it. Yeah. So anyway, so that's my favorite. Raspberry's my favorite.
Raspberry jam.
You
can have that today in Creighton.
You have it today in Creighton. Yes, and so they have 4 different kinds of jam and one marmalade. That they're also doing a marmalade also with that. And then so they have one marmalade and 4 jams, and then again fresh bread being made in 12. And the bread makers are set up all around the entire lobby, so the smell just kind of encompasses you when you come in.
I imagine the entire town of Creighton would just smell good. This would leak out of the bank.
This will leak
the town,
out,
right?
It will leak out. Yes,
Good leak.
It will. It'll be a great leak. So Steve's running that today. So a lot going on. Tamara helps with everything, obviously, in organization. There'll be coffee. Also coffee there. Like coffee. What I really like about their coffee is they have option. So you know what they have to put in it? They have half and half.
Okay.
And real sugar. That's it.
That's it.
There is no, hey, do you have any Splenda? Do you have any this? Do you have it? No. How about an ice mocha? No. We have coffee. We have half and half, and we have real sugar. That's what we have. That's what goes in our coffee.
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way it's supposed to be. That's why you do it in Creighton.
It's proper.
So anyway, hope you guys get a chance to stop by and see Steve.
You should.
He's very excited about
bread maker and jam at Midwest
Phi
Bank.
Slamma
Jamma. In
Yes,
Creighton,
in
Midwest
Creighton.
Bank.
Yes.
I might make my way up there.
To support the Huskers and hoops tonight.
That's right. Yes. At 6 p.m. You can watch hoops, but you can also prepare for that by going at some point today. And
to go back in those, talk about better times, Phi Slamma Jamma.
Yeah.
That was better times.
You get a loan up there, you get free jam to take home.
Yeah, free jam to take home.
This is a no-brainer here. No-brainer. Thank you to Steve Schindler and Midwest Bank for being our sponsor of Hour 2. We teased it. We got to get to the sounder.
This is it.
Twice in one day. Breaking news.
Lock in.
This is technically from yesterday, but we'll call it breaking news for us today because it involves.
It was probably the most excited that I've been in the last 40 years.
That's significant.
It's significant.
Wow.
Yes.
This involves a member of the three-legged stool that's not here today.
The missing leg.
Steve Sipple.
Stephen
M. Sipple. He usually sits right there in between us here.
I wish he was here for this, but I'm glad he's not because he'd be like, stop.
He'd like, just stop. Can we
break
move
the
on,
news,
please?
Break the news.
This is from the National Sports Media Association. They go state by state to award the winners of the sportscasters and sports writers of the year. We have a tie for Nebraska Sports Writer of the Year, according to the National Sports Media Association.
National.
Steve Sipple.
Steve Sipple's the winner
of Husker
He's a tie
Online.
with which we mentioned real quick, is that tied with Tom Chattel, who's also incredible human and incredible writer, but our very own from 93.7 The Ticket. So he's also the top radio personality in the state.
That's right.
And he's also the top sports writer in the state.
Why can't he
does both. He does both. And that's an incredible honor. It's an incredible honor to have that award. It really is.
So we're thrilled for Sip again with on 3 Husker Online. Sean
Let him
Callahan
know.
is thrilled to. Yeah, please. If you have his number, you have it.
Text
from
him.
our station. And he gave it up willingly on the air in December. Please text him and congratulations. Tweet him if you don't have his number. Congratulate him. Let him know that we were thinking of him
whatever
today.
Sean is paying him at On 3, it's not enough.
Double it.
And this needs to be pay Sip, pay him, because he's National Nebraska Sports Writer of the Year with Tom Chattel.
Tom Chattel, the World
But
Herald.
it's like it's the same thing when you win, you don't say you tied it, you say you won. Chattel gets to say that he won it, and he's an awesome person, an unbelievable writer. But it's like when you go to Michigan, they don't say that we shared the title in '97. It's a '97 national championship, and Nebraska says the same thing about '97. So the tie doesn't come down, with that. And so this is amazing. That we're with the best.
We have an
sports
award
writer
winner here.
Award winner. Also talk about Jake, the sportscaster.
Yes, we want to make sure that we honor again.
Yes.
We love doing the show. We hope that you guys enjoyed this show and you keep listening. But we also want to honor those guys who have done better or doing great,
done much better than us.
How about a shout out to Jason Jorgensen?
Jason Jorgensen,
who is with KRVN in Lexington. It has 50,000 watts. They're everywhere.
They're
Massive
everywhere.
Station.
Yes.
He's a broadcaster for UNK athletics for a variety of sports for UNK. He, according to the National Sports Media Association, is the Nebraska Sportscaster of the Year.
What an honor for him, and like I said, they have incredible coverage, and then to be able to do UNK, which means a lot to me because I was a Kearney State Loper, went to graduate school there and coached there, so big fan of that whole area. But he does. I've heard him before. And he does nothing but incredible work. So congratulations. There's no tie there either.
No,
he was the landslide winner.
He's the man
in that. So great job by him.
Again, Jason Jorgensen, KRVN, the UNK voice of UNK, the Nebraska Sportscaster of the Year, and our very own Steve Sipple with Tom Chattel, Nebraska Sports Writer of the Year per the National Sports Media Association. Please send your texts, your tweets. Congratulate Sip. He's in Hawaii. It's like a victory trip for him. It's like he knew already or something.
I want you to think about that. Top radio personality in the state, top sports writer in the state. That's pretty incredible.
It's got it going on.
From Columbus High School, and right here in the middle of the state, comes down to Lincoln, builds a career, incredible person. Thank you, Steve Sipple.
Someone says, yeah, but can he throw it over 35 yards, the football?
Well, that's the question that we seem to be getting dodged on a little bit. And we'd like to know that. Yes.
I love that. Also, I want to give a shout out. Speaking of awards, too, I saw this from the same organization. This has a ticket tied to it. Okay. So I've been with the ticket since day one, 2011. We had a guy that was with us named John Thayer. Okay. He was with the ticket as a sales guy. Was a Doane University graduate in broadcasting.
Doane Tigers.
Yeah, has made his way from Lincoln to Scotts Bluff to Shattering, up to Yankton. He got the South Dakota Sportscaster of the Year because he's the voice of USD football and does basketball also. So John Thayer, a former 93.7 The Ticket employee, the South Dakota Sportscaster of the Year.
You're looking at the platform for greatness.
Amazing.
93.7 The Ticket gets people in a position to be able to
win awards,
for success and win awards like that. Because you have to say that. I mean, obviously, it's helped Sip with his writing notoriety from being on the show.
It has.
People read more of his stuff because of what he has from the show, and he's got great intel on everything that's going on. He's a Husker insider, but yet he's also a detailed journalist, and so it's an incredible job by Sip.
Yes, and we thank you for helping him out with some stories once in a while, some tips.
Yes, I try
ideas.
to do any of his speeches and stories. Yes, for him.
Bill is very helpful in terms of that. So again, congrats to Sip and Jason Jorgensen and also Tom Chattel.
And Tom, thank you very much. Appreciate the work that you've done for the World Herald and appreciate your friendship. Will there be a trophy or a plaque?
I hope
it has
so.
to be, right?
I would assume there's a plaque. I'm going to say plaque, not trophy.
If someone's out there, is there any way we get that sent? Is there an award show? I want to know is there an awards banquet for this?
I need to get more.
We'll dig into that.
More.
If there is an awards banquet, we'll be at it. But I'd also like to know. We'd like to have because SIP won't bring the trophy or the plaque in. we'd like to have it sent directly to the ticket.
Yes, please. If you're out there, if you can hear this at the national sports media, we'd like to be sent to 1040 O Street, Lincoln, Nebraska, Suite 100.
Yes, have a presentation.
We need to have it here. It's got to be here. So congrats again to Sip. Someone says Sip, the big horse of writing.
The big horse. Loose horse.
Loose horse of writing.
Loose horse. The big horse of writing. Thank you. Who said that?
That is from, that's unnamed. That's from Dean. Dean in Iowa says that. Dean in Iowa.
Nice.
Way to go, Sip. Congratulations. That's from Rod. Who in Columbus again?
Bert.
Bert says, Stephen Sipple, pride of Columbus.
He is the pride of Columbus. He's the most well-known person from Columbus.
This is a good one. Joel in Wisconsin says, Sip has great intel. He should have added, though, quote, except for the speed option take.
Except for the speed option take. Can't run a speed option.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I don't talk about
what an award winner.
That
that is voted on by his peers.
It is.
So that's the ultimate award. It really is.
So we're thrilled for Sip, happy for him, and he certainly deserves that award. And we will make sure when he gets here on Monday, we don't forget to congratulate him in person.
There will be a presentation. Yes, there will be.
If we don't get the award, we'll make our own award and give it to him. We'll give him a plaque that we made ourselves.
We'll make a plaque. Yes, we will.
It might mean more if we made the plaque for him, saying we're honoring you with this plaque from this organization here.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. 464-5685, call or text as always. I want to hit this briefly. CBS Sports Bill attempted to grade the first year of college football coaches from this past season. They gave Matt Rule a B-. Jeff Brom at Louisville got an A. A couple other guys got A's in the group of 5. My question for you, though, is a long-time successful coach in the industry is, how long do you actually need to make a proper assessment of a head coach? 1 year is obviously insane to do that. But
this is where the 180 with myself and the award-winning Steve Sipple. For now, we'll start with that. Always the award-winning Steve Sipple is that Sipple loves grades. I hate grades.
I know you do.
I am anti-grades, probably because I was always so poor at grades overall in my life. But I do not like what it is, because take a look. Okay, you just kind of know they did good or they didn't. They did okay or they didn't do very good. I don't. The whole he gets a B- or he gets a C+, and I get it. You have to have something to read.
It's
but it doesn't intrigue me at all. I mean, I saw where just take example. Luke Fickell got a C.
He did.
It's like they in the end of the season they beat Nebraska. They beat their rival in Minnesota. They won the Axe, and then they led a SEC team through most of the game. I think they got beat 34-31. But my point is, he got a C probably because of that the media thought that they should have been better during the year. And so he got a C because of that. But they had no idea actually what his roster looked like. They didn't know. Because when you watched Wisconsin on film or you watched them play, when did you watch them and just say, how do we match up with those guys? They were extremely well coached.
They were.
And so the coaching part came through. I didn't see a lot of players walking around on that team that was not even remotely close to the team that they brought to Nebraska the year before. It wasn't even close, especially defensively with what they had. And so they're like, yep, Wisconsin's gonna be really good. Probably challenge, probably win the West. So they don't win the West, then he gets a C. That makes no sense to me. And so I either way, so whatever it is, I don't put any bearing onto any of those things with what's going on. I mean, when you take something over, you have no idea the situation.
At the same time, regardless of grades or not, again, in terms of just an AD, a fan base, when it's assessing a coach in general, though, how is there a standard amount of years that somebody should get? And how do you know off the bat if it's just a disaster? For example, Nathaniel Hackett, go NFL. Nathaniel Hackett with the Broncos is 1 year and done. He was hired last year and got fired after one season. Some think that was maybe quick. Some said no, he proved he's not the guy there. Is there a rule you live by in terms of what's fair to a head coach?
Well, especially in college football, you have to have a chance to be able to recruit, do all the things you have to have. I think it used to always be 5 years. It's really not so much true, especially with the portal now. You can tell where a team's trending pretty well after 3 years. You really kind of have a pretty good idea where they're trending to with the direction that they're going. But it's also remarkable how the bottom can fall out so fast in different places. You just look and it's like I said, like Florida State was 13-0, thinking they're going to the playoffs. And then the last 6-7 weeks have just been horrific.
They have been.
Just been horrific for him with the players that departed, transferred, declared for the draft, losing by 60 in a bowl game, all those things. Basically, they didn't play in the bowl game. So all the things, how fast they can change or trend. So you want to give but you will know sooner. You will know sooner basically how things are trending. I'd also say, if you want to talk about a place that right now that I look at as being like, that place is incredible. Right now, I'd say University of Arizona. They lose their coach, who was well liked,
Jed Fish.
They bring in a coach, which I think because of that I think that Brennan is outstanding. I'm the only person who's probably watched 9 San Jose State games. I said it every week. That I watched San Jose State.
You did.
Really liked them. Shocked they lost the bowl game. But my point is that right now they through the team meeting and everything else to Arizona, all the great players they have, no one's leaving. The statement's been like, we're not going anywhere. Arizona's going to stay Arizona. And we're going to be a really good team. We'll embrace the new coach. They also had a lot of comments about how Coach Fish came in and talked to him, had a kind of a brief but very serious and heartfelt goodbye. And the players were like, no, we're good with it. It wasn't like a long defending. They came in and said what he had to say. They're very, but just right now, the first thing isn't like, this is jacked up. How much money can I make at Washington? They're like, no, we're good. We're staying right here. Now that could always change because their portal is back open for them.
It is,
because their coach left, so they have time to be able to leave. And also, when you talk about people leaving, though, you only want to talk about those who played. Sometimes you look someplace and you go, man, Alabama lost 12 guys to the portal. Then you're like, did any of them play? No.
No.
Did they lose any players to the portal that were really good players? That's who we look at. But Arizona has impressed me incredibly in the last 24 hours with what they're doing.
I like Brendan's a great coach going from San Jose State to Arizona, so we'll see if it goes like it did for Jed Fish. But Jed Fish turned that place around, though. It made Arizona respectable right now.
Yeah, and like I said, I think they're walking into it. I think they're ranked 10th preseason, and Brendan knows what he's doing, and so he's been at Arizona before.
I was surprised before we get to Brett. I was surprised. Speaking of an Arizona player, Jaden DeLora, I mentioned he was the quarterback. They got replaced by Fafita,
Texas State.
I'm a little bit surprised by that being the place.
Well, there's a lot that when the musical chairs start going, and sometimes it's like I always say, the chairs are full. Sometimes that's what happens at certain places where the chairs are full. I've always impressed with if you want to go play someplace, go get on the field. Texas State they're really good. I mean, the quarterback they brought in was I'm drawing a complete blank. TJ, I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a blank right now. But anyway, he came there from Auburn. Did really well this year. They upset Baylor like in the first game of the season, I think it was, or first 2 games. And so him going there, I think, is a great move. Get on the field, go play, do that. And so, and I'd be shocked if he doesn't do very well for him. I think Texas State hit a home run, but sometimes you start looking around. It's like, well, where are they going to go? Well, a lot of places like, there's no room at the end. We're not taking anybody here. So it's a little shocking sometimes, but again, he didn't play all year.
No.
And so that's a little bit hard, but I think it's a great job. Just like I also think that you have to go so deep into, I bet you're going to go through and see great success. And you're going to be like, well, who's that guy playing for them? He was a Division II player. He was an FCS player. The people that go through and find the Ivy League player, whatever it is like that, it's generally not the ones, the portal. I get real excited about the ones that are coming from a certain school. Like, oh man, that is a top 5 program, and now we're getting someone from there. Generally, when you're getting someone from a top program, that the top programs don't let those guys get out if they're a top player. They just don't let them. Just do the research. Just start studying it, and you'll see it's not like a bunch of those guys move. Or if they are, they're going from a top 5 to a top 5. So, like, if a receiver, the receiver left Georgia, had an okay career at Alabama, but he went from Georgia to Alabama type of deal. It's like, but if all of a sudden that I've just seen that so many times, you're like, hey, so-and-so, you're at Utah, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, here that guy from USC wants to transfer here. Most likely, maybe not what you want in a player.
Interesting.
But boy, there's a lot of guys that played a lot of football. Give you an example. At Nebraska Wesleyan, Sean Bowens from Lincoln Northeast played for us there. I think he played 7 years in the NFL. Played at Nebraska Wesleyan.
How about that?
7
I had no
years.
idea.
7 years in the
7
NFL.
years.
Yeah. Rogge from I believe it was from Hardington, if I'm correct, or Crofton. You know the Rogge name up there. It's right up there. I'm drawing a blank on that. Anyway,
Possibly,
he played for
yeah.
us at New Mexico State, then played 6 years in the NFL. So my point is that there's players everywhere. So think about Nebraska Wesleyan had a NFL offensive lineman. So imagine if you're in the portal era and all of a sudden you can find this guy that is able to go play. So there's players everywhere. So now that's where the real work is. Who are those players that are walking around at Division II, Division III, NAIA schools that have the ability? Because you can list them. Just go through the NFL history, and you're like, how did that guy make an NFL? He played Division II football. He played this. He played that, and they're out there. So that's where the real genius work will come up in the portal. Will be who do you find from places that you don't think is a natural.
Austin said, was it TJ Finley you're looking for?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, TJ Finley. Yes, I just dropped and a great young
Finley.
man. Yeah, just absolutely love TJ. And I said he had an unbelievable season this year at Texas State. So God love him.
Rogge apparently from Bloomfield, by the way.
Bloomfield, there you go.
Up in the Crofton
right there,
area.
Yeah,
right there.
I can't believe I drew a blank on that, but
you're close.
Yeah,
That's right, very similar.
And
area.
so, but it was a great player. And he played for the Cardinals. So my point is that these guys are, we took Kenton Keith to New Mexico State from Omaha, like that. Ended up playing in the CFL, then made the active roster for the Colts. And so just
Good
think
stories.
about that. I mean, we had players all over the place. We had several players at New Mexico State that would have never finished at New Mexico State probably in NIL time because there was very, very good players. And those are everywhere. And so guarantee you there's players that can play a lot of places. The quarterback for Kearney State could have played up last year. If you'd have departed at that, he'd easily have been a starter at a really good FCS or several FBS schools. Probably maybe not Power 5, but he would have played at a lot of places.
There we go. When we come back, Bills Thrills on early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Bagels and Joe is celebrating 31 years of business this year. With 4 Lincoln locations and 1 in Seward, there's more options for your favorite breakfast spot in town. And don't forget the Joe card for unlimited drip coffee for just $8.95 per person per month. Bagels and Joe, celebrating 31 years of serving Lincoln and the surrounding areas.
Are you in the market for a new garage door or need to repair your old one? It's wintertime, and that means snow, wind, and freezing temperatures, all things that can cause sticky locks and damage to your garage door. If you're experiencing any issues with your commercial or residential garage door during the winter months, call Cameron Hall and his team at Doors Plus. Don't be trapped outside in the cold because of a poorly maintained garage door. Call Doors Plus today at 402-590-5800 or visit them online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Make the 2024 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 19th through Sunday, January 21st. Check out the hunting seminars, browse the hunting and outdoor exhibits, sign up for the Dylan Blind giveaway, compete in the Big Buck and Monster Shed contest, and try the 3D shoot and more. Buy your tickets at the door. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 19th through 21st at the Sand Hills Global Event Center in Lincoln. 84th and Havelock, presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Ever felt judged at the gym?
You don't know how to use the leg curl machine? Are you serious? Is this your first day alive? No, it's okay. I love helping people during their first day on Earth.
At Planet Fitness, get energy without the judgment and join the judgment-free zone. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Get energized today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through Friday, January 19th. See Home Club for details.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We'll get to Bill's Thrills in 1 second. Before that, shout out to our friends, Bill, at First Rate Ag in Holdridge. We were out there about 2 weeks ago today. I think 2 weeks ago today, we went out to Holdridge. We had a nice lunch out there, met with a bunch of people, including Parker and Chris and the team at First Rate Ag.
Would those guys, if they could text in, I know they're listening, we'd like to be able to come back out
yes,
for another lunch. It's worth the drive.
100%.
I would drive
100.
the 2.5 hours to Holdridge area, rural Holdridge, for that meal. Also, like that, they're doing a discount today, I think.
Is that
you
right?
mentioned the ticket to them right there. If you give them a call, 10% off.
10%.
10% off, like that, negotiable. So talk to those guys. But they're, oh, wow. I tell you what, just to go out and sit down with those guys and how they've built that company up. And also, I thought it was incredible. I said, how do you increase business? He goes, just word of mouth. Whoever kind of walks in the door, he goes, if somebody else is they're already attached with someone else, we don't go talk to them. We don't solicit anything.
How about that?
They're just like, no, we just kind of run it our way and try to be good to the people in the area. So it's just, in the world that we need to have, humans matter. And these are just great human beings that we have met in this new friendship. And their product is unbelievable.
Yes, they're a full-service ag retailer. They offer everything from crop protection to lawn fertilizer, and they've been around for 25 years. So they got it going. First Rate Ag in Holdridge. Again, you can call them at 308-995-8327 or go to firstrateag.com. Again, ask for Parker or Chris, and please mention the ticket that you listen to, the Ear Breaker.
Yes, like I said, they're just unbelievable. I'll be heading out there in March with my truck to get lawn fertilizer. I have a spreader.
I'll join you.
Remember?
Yeah.
And we'll go out there for lunch.
Yeah, we
Jake
will.
will come with me.
Yep.
And I'm picking up lawn fertilizer out there. And so I'm excited about that trip out to get that, and because they're going to help. They're just human helpers is what they are. Please call them up. Please stop out and see them. It'll change your life.
Again, that's First Rate Ag in Holdridge. Again, call 308-995-8327 or go to firstrateag.com and ask for Parker or Chris. It is time, Bill, on a Wednesday for Bill's Thrills. Here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom.
Yes.
Bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
this is gonna be a bonanza.
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. Have you seen? I sent it to you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, Bill's Thrills is sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors. Speaking of great people, those are great guys there.
Those are great. And just think about this. They're going to help you make money. I think that's always so it's like if you want to make money, you want to make money while you're sleeping.
That's the best time.
That's the best time to make money. It's like your money's always working for you. That's what these guys do. Can you give their number again? Because they want you just to reach out to them.
Yes.
They'll set up a consultation with you. Hit that number one more time.
The number for Mid-Plains, 402-730-7387. Dirk, Scott, and Ty, who you're asking for there.
Could you imagine if all of a sudden we all just met up like in Grand Island with First Rate Ag and then Mid-Plains Advisors all in one room? Could you be happier? I don't know if you could be. I don't know if you could be.
No way. Not possible.
And so, yes, please get a hold of those guys like that. Read the number one more time.
402-730-7387. Also, you can stop in there at 27th and Old Cheney in Lincoln.
There's no reason not to reach out to them. If you're in the red zone, which is you're later in life like that, in the 55 to 65 or 50 to 70, check it out because they can help maintain that and then get started. Here's the thing for the youth out there. Get started with this. You have to have a better plan than just, well, I've got this plan through work. You have to have an extra like that to enjoy your life. So please do that.
Absolutely.
So here's what we're doing today. There's no flip. There's no anything.
No flip.
Nope. I thought about this last night. I did my sugar walk, which I love doing. It was cold. I'm telling you that. It was cold. But I love doing the sugar walk. We walk at night and through the neighborhood.
Okay.
And so here's what hit me is how you can tell who the personalities of the homeowner and everything is first. It's right out in front of you. And it's all based on how you maintain your sidewalks and your driveway.
Beautiful.
Because there are some that I've walked in and I stop and talk to them. Several yesterday that is all the way completely clear.
Okay.
It's all pavement. They've cleared everything known to man. It's like it's July. And they have spent so much time on it. My first thought is like, wonder what their house is like inside. Pretty good chance I could tell what it's like on how everything is run. Then you get some where there's like one where there's a snowblower went down. Not a very big snowblower went down the sidewalk, and it's just one cut. And I was like, but again, now hear me out on this. My respect for everyone is the same. I do not frown upon that whatsoever. So I'm just like, okay, this is how they looked at it.
Somewhat cleared.
This is very, very noble to get this done. There's some that haven't even cleared theirs. And some people get mad. I really don't. I think someone like my first thought is they probably got some other stuff going on. Probably got some things in life going on that's got them a little bit tied up right now. But you can tell a person's personality of what if you're driving or walking. Just take a look through neighborhoods now and just see what their sidewalks look like. See what their driveways look like. See what it looks like in front of the mailbox. If the mailbox is just buried in the and the postal person basically can't get to it, or look at the person that has it completely cleared out for the postman to stop by and deliver it. But it is a way to tell a person's personality so much. It tells my personality. I've got it. I waited till it was all the wind was kind of down. We worked our butts off. My wife was out there with me.
Nice.
Incredible.
Laura. Shout out to Laura.
And so right now it's in good shape. It's not in great shape because that's not the most important thing to me. But we have to have it cleared.
Absolutely.
Now I will say this: if we were to get a warm day that went into the 30s or something, I'd be out there chipping away at things, and then I get pretty intense about it because I'm more on the extreme of I want it more perfect.
Right.
But also to fight the temperature. When I saw these perfect driveways, and they did that
they chipped ice
in
away.
minus 30-degree weather, that told me about that person in that house. And it just across the board, no one. I love the people. Also, my grandpa was like this, which I did. I'd never met him, but my dad says numerous times was he would shovel something about 6 inches wide. That was it. His deal was he goes, it'll be gone in July.
Yep.
He is not. I'm not wasting my
You've got
time on
some
this
space here.
So that's my point. Where I don't get most likely someone that's like that is probably highly creative. Hey, there's stuff more important than to make sure that I have to make sure that every crystal of ice is off my driveway. Some people think that is the most important thing. Some think the other things are the most important. So that it was just interesting when you go around your neighborhood, you can tell exactly what's going on in your neighborhood at that time.
Well, that's I like that. This is important because you're right. You can drive by, walk by a house, and you're right. You can tell the personality. This is true. Now, again, in my area, we got some people that are retired that are not here at this point. Now, some of those people are usually when they're here very on top of things, but when they're not, hey, I know I go take care of it. I go over there.
Thank you.
Because I had to make sure they live up to what they're viewed as, which is great people.
If you want to go down, and this is an arrogant statement of, because you don't want to like make yourself, this is not about that, but if you want to be known, I try to always jump in wherever I can if someone's scooping. I had a neighbor the other day that was trying to finish, so I ran over there and helped scoop. We had someone across the street. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I was across the street, and I came home, and he was, he's mid-70s. He's our neighbor, Bruce, awesome guy. So I run in the house, and I go, Laura, let's go. She put her stuff on, and we grabbed our shovels.
No questions, no hesitation.
And went over there. And in that time, the other neighbor from across the street had already come over and started snow blowing. So there was 4 of us out there helping someone. But that is one way to judge yourself. If there's somebody that's 75 years old out scooping, and you just kind of sneak by, and you know that actually you could go out there and help them for 15, 20 minutes, that's a game changer.
It is.
It's a way to change. So I try to do that. I'm not perfect. I try to help whenever I can in that spot to be able to do that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. If you got people that need help and you can't help them, you should help them.
Yeah,
it's a good thing to do.
I'm telling you right now. Do you know what the difference was when we showed up with someone there? Bruce is probably 78 years old or so, and all of a sudden it's me and my wife with shovels, and then all of a sudden our snowblower showed up. We were done literally in 10 minutes.
Yep, quick.
All of a sudden,
a lot of people helping.
When you go out to scoop by yourself, it's daunting. You just go, oh wow. All of a sudden someone else is with you. You're kind of looking around going, okay, we're making some progress here. So it doesn't have to be an hour deal. It's shocking what 15 minutes of snow time can do. But how you maintain is how you is your personality. And it's not a bad thing if you're not maintained perfectly. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just like, there's just some people think that's the part. You just kind of tell who they are, and it's just very intriguing. Anything from the text line?
Some response before the game show. Yes, we've got Ben says, I want Bill to be my neighbor. Won't you be my neighbor, Mr. Rogers? There.
I love neighbors. Oh, I love my neighbors. We're great all the way across.
Someone says, I have 4 houses I do snow for. One neighbor's retired, and one only has a shovel. One is 80 and shovels. I have a blower and a blade. Doesn't take much time.
No,
I go do it.
That's so awesome for people. Also the people who I know, Lawrence Swigert, leading tackler in the history of Norfolk High. He does his neighbors. And what happens a lot of times is people have those really nice snow blowers. When they get on a sidewalk, they just roll. They go down the whole block. God, that's nice for people to do.
Yeah, you just keep going.
It is so nice. And then I tell you one though, there are a couple people I'd like to address on this a little bit of a negative. I'm just going to say it. The ones that all of a sudden are both scooping from their direction, and there's about maybe 4 yards where neither one of them scoop it. Kind of like a screw you.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
Come
it.
on now.
And there's
just do it.
Just do it. Just
freaking do
it. Do the extra 4 yards. It's okay. Both of you guys meet in the middle on if there's some sort of a power struggle there.
No, I've seen this.
I've
before.
seen the power struggle. They go down. This is up. This is just to me.
Yep.
And that's where it stops. And so always go beyond. Always go beyond when you're doing that.
Yep. That is a wonderful edition of Bill's Thrill, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid Plains Advisors. Call them today at 402-730-7387 for a free consultation, whether you're in the red zone or you're just starting off.
Please text, least text him today. So we'll get a report back on who all text in like that. And just set up your consultation with these great people.
Yeah, we need to do that. Okay. It is time to play the game show. Bill loves the game show when Sip's not here. He loves it because it's called Good Luck Bill.
You
Shut up, Sip.
You kind of stick it to me on purpose.
That's not true, Bill. I tried to help you out. Today is a Wild Card Wednesday. This is completely random and wild carded. There's no reason for this. But today is famous Brads. Brad.
Oh, if they said breads, I was saying wonder.
Famous people named Brad.
Okay, all right.
I will give you the hint. You know the first name. You need the last name here. You need the last name of these people.
Not good.
You know your famous Brads. 464-5685. Good luck, Bill, a.k.a. Shut Up Sipple, starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the Dick Down Bill. In good luck, Bill. Replacing Shut Up Sipple this week. Famous Brads is our topic, Bill.
Don't feel good about it. Well,
okay. Let's see if Ben feels good. Hey, Ben, how do you feel about famous Brads out there?
To be honest, I don't really care.
Yeah. He doesn't care.
All right, Ben, where are you calling from? Ben, where are you calling from?
I am on Van Dorn, going to work.
He's in Lincoln.
Nice.
Driving
He's in
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Drive carefully.
Check out the
Slick out
neighborhood.
there still.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, Ben, first question goes to you in famous Brads. What famous Brad was the longtime lead singer of the band Boston?
Gosh, I have no idea. Man, if I don't know, we ain't that famous. Huh.
In Boston.
Brad.
Boston's like a decent band from 50 years
I have
ago.
no idea. Just take a guess. Brad.
Brad, 5 seconds.
Brad.
Four.
Coolidge.
It is not Brad Coolidge. Do you want that one, Bill?
I'll pass on that dumb question.
That'd be Brad Delp. Brad Delp.
Yeah. Nobody knew that one.
They did. That's fine. I know people. Textures, was that a fair question?
Yeah.
All right, this one should be gettable, I believe, Bill, for the lead. What famous Brad led Butler to back-to-back national championship appearances, both losses, in college basketball?
That's really bad because I do. I'll be mad when I don't get it. I won't get it, but I should, and it'll be like, okay, I get it.
Head coach, he went to the Celtics after this.
Yeah, I can't say it, but yeah, it's right.
You know
there.
his first name is Brad. He puts a random last name. Nothing. 5
Like
seconds.
in that second, I can see him sitting right there.
Yeah.
He just left the Celtics 2 years ago. Now
A couple years ago, yeah.
Now he's in upper management.
You can see him.
Of some sort. Yes, I can see him.
Yeah. 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Fine.
Back-to-back years went to the final.
4.
Yeah, I don't know it.
No guess?
Yeah.
Okay, give you the horns. Do you want that one, Ben, or not?
No, I
Wow.
don't know it either.
Wow. Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens.
Brad
Yep, that's it.
Stevens.
No way I should miss that.
All
no
right.
way. But
Back to you, Ben. 0-0 tie. Last question for the lead. What famous Brad played Ray Romano's older brother in Everybody Loves Raymond? Actor name.
Again, that would be one that I'll wish I had.
5 seconds here for you, Ben.
When you say the name,
First name's Brad. What's his last name? 5, 4,
I don't know.
3,
Shoot. Brad.
2.
Oh, gee whiz. I don't know. I can't remember.
We'll give you the horns.
Give me the horn.
Are you passing, Bill? Are you taking that one?
Yes.
That'd be Brad Garrett.
Brad Garrett. Again, I would know that now.
All right, this is for the win. It's a 0-0 tie.
Nice.
If you miss this, though, Ben can
Great
steal.
questions today.
Hey, I think they're fair.
Yeah.
I think they're
Famous
fair.
Brad that no one knows.
That's not true. Okay, for the win, Bill. What famous Brad is a country singer who sang songs Whiskey Lullaby and She's Everything? Country singer.
All I know is Brad Paisley.
Brilliant! He did it.
Yes.
Folks, he did it. Bill gets the victory today in Good Luck, Bill. Ben will get you a bag on a coffee. Thanks for calling and calling down the road.
Good job there, Bill.
Thank you,
job,
Ben.
Ben.
Thanks
Ben's-
for calling
Won't you
in.
be my neighbor?
Drive safe.
Won't you
Yes.
be my neighbor from Ben. There we go. All right, Bill. Congrats to you. Wasn't pretty, but a win's a
No,
win.
a win's a win. Yes.
Now, you are very good at the tiebreaker. Almost every
Here
time.
we go.
How many playoff wins did Brad Stevens have in his 8 years as Boston Celtics head coach?
It was 8 years as the head coach.
8 years. How many playoff, not series wins, but wins, any win? Playoff wins.
Playoff wins. 56.
38. He had 38 and 40, so 78 games in the postseason. So, but still, a win is a win. You're victorious today, and good luck, Bill.
Thank you.
And you're on it tomorrow. And you'll have Schaefer to help you out tomorrow for a lifeline.
Tomorrow, I think I'll be Schaefer's lifeline.
Oh, you think? Okay, so we'll do Shut Up Schaefer then.
Shut Up Schaefer.
Shut Up
Perfect.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that tomorrow then. So, well, congrats, and people are happy. Text line's happy for you. They're saying good job, Bill. Very happy.
I didn't do anything very good, but thank you very much. I love our breakers.
You got Brad.
Love them.
You got Brad Paisley, and you thought you might get Brad Garrett. You said you're gonna regret that one. Brad Stevens,
I regret
Very
much. Very much.
The spillover is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Bagels & Joe is celebrating 31 years of business this year. With 4 Lincoln locations and 1 in Seward, there's more options for your favorite breakfast spot in town. And don't forget the Joe card for unlimited drip coffee for just $8.95 per person per month. Bagels & Joe, celebrating 31 years of serving Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, there's a sale for ticket listeners only. If you say Go Big Red, you'll get all-natural pork loin back ribs for just $1.99 per pound with a limit of 2 racks. That's at Fairway Meat Market for the ticket listener sale, now through January 21st in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Husker fans, your Nebraska wrestling team needs you at the Bob Devaney Sports Center for a Big Ten matchup on Sunday, January 21st against the Purdue Boilermakers. The duel will begin at 1 p.m., and the first 200 fans will receive a Nebraska wrestling blanket. For more information or to secure your tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111.
Ever felt judged at the gym?
You don't know how to use the leg curl machine? Are you serious? Is this your first day alive? No, it's okay. I love helping people during their first day on Earth.
At Planet Fitness, get energy without the judgment and join the judgment-free zone. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Get energized today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through Friday, January 19th. See Home Club for details.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Make the 2024 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 19th through Sunday, January 21st. Check out the hunting seminars, browse the hunting and outdoor exhibits, sign up for the Dylan Blind giveaway, compete in the Big Buck and Monster Shed contest, and try the 3D shoot and more. Buy your tickets at the door. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 19th through 21st at the Sand Hills Global Event Center in Lincoln, 84th and Havelock, presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jake on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover with Raf and AD, sponsored by Computer Hardware. 4 locations across the state: Lincoln, Hastings, GI, and Kearney. They've been around for 40 years. Check them out for all your Apple product needs. Gentlemen, good morning. Good to see you here on another freaking cold morning.
Oh, no, it's warming up today. Heat wave.
What's going to get to, Raf, today?
I think it's like the 20s, I think.
The 20s? The
20s?
20s?
Let me check here.
Be out there in a shorts and T-shirt in that kind of weather.
You know, I will say this. Yesterday this time in the morning, I think it was 2 degrees, and it's 10 right now. But I tell you who is happy about this weather is the parents. His kids are back in school, and they have been out for a while.
First time since last Thursday, because they had Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday, of course, out, and then, of course, cold weather yesterday, and then Friday, the snowstorm. So they have not been in school since Thursday.
There are parents all over the city of Lincoln that
Ralph
are leaping for
Shimmick,
joy.
23 degrees today.
23 today?
Yep, I'm the Ralph Shimmick of Lincoln.
You're going last name there. You know, we had Bill Shimmick that goes for us, Bill, and then we got Ralph Shimmick going last name. Interesting there.
23 degrees.
That's that'll work. That'll work compared to -10, which we've had for a week. It feels like at this point, but. Nebraska basketball on the road tonight. They play at Rutgers, trying to get a road win. Rutgers favored by 2.5 points tonight. Rutgers, again, has struggled this year. They almost had a disastrous loss in December to a school called Stonehill, which is, I think, 2-15 in basketball.
Right.
1-1, so they did not lose the game. But they've had a rough start in conference play. They got blown out by Michigan State over the weekend. And Rutgers needs this game, but Nebraska, if they want to make the tournament, and they still have a good chance. I think this is a 9 seed right now. You don't want to lose a very, very winnable road game.
You know, Jacob, reminds me of just the prediction last week on Friday night against Iowa. They were predicted to lose that one too, and they went in there, and that's exactly what they did. And Rutgers they're a pesky team at home. They're a pesky team anywhere. They're always
That's
historically.
Steve Peichel. That's what he does.
They're historically very athletic. They're a pesky team. They're aggressive. So they would love. Think about this, you guys. Think about this morning driving here. When you knock off the number 1 team, you have the target now. You become the hunted. Where Nebraska was doing the hunting, and not saying Nebraska all of a sudden, is this perennial powerhouse. But when you knock off the number 1 team, that gives you street cred when you knock off the team that knocked off the number 1 team.
Yep.
So they got to come in here with their screws tight, pretty tight, man.
Good example of that, AD. Think about in the month of December, Northwestern was the first team to beat Purdue, knock off their unbeaten season, and then a week or two later, they lost to Chicago State, who was 3-9 before that game. 3-9. Chicago State beat Northwestern after they had beaten Purdue. So. I mean, Nebraska obviously still has, they're not an elite team. They're a team that right now is worthy of consideration for the dance. They have to do their job and stay healthy and stay on track with the offense. And again, the defense has to travel.
Yes.
Nebraska's defense has played well at Pinnacle Bank Arena. It is not, besides at Kansas State, it is not traveled well this year. Wisconsin scores, almost 88 points. Iowa has 92 points in that game. It's got to travel. They've struggled with 3-point defense all year long. It's been a problem under Hoiberg in general. It's hard to stop threes if guys are making open shots. But Rutgers is a struggling team. They don't score the ball. They're a physical team that wants to beat you with physicality. They're not going to score 90 points to you.
Right.
If you give up 90 points tonight, something went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Horribly wrong.
When you talk about the travel, Jake, you can go back as far as Minnesota. They didn't travel to Minnesota either.
Yeah. Well, the first half they did. Second half they
could say in the locker room.
Had an out-of-body experience or something like that. I have no idea what happened. But
mark it down. Nebraska will play well tonight. Nebraska will win. Mark it down.
You got a prediction for a score there, Raph, or just a dub?
No score prediction. Just Nebraska will win tonight.
I'd love to see it.
For those who are panicking about, oh my God, the Iowa game again, that was a very predictable result following the win against Purdue. You're going on the road. Now, one thing is that was an empty arena. And Bill had a good point this morning to say that might have been a bad thing for Nebraska because you go on the road, you embrace that environment. You embrace people yelling at you, and you're not the favorite team there. It's fun to go on the road and knock a team off. You had like 500 people at the most at Iowa game. And now there's concern tonight. There could be the same situation at Rutgers because a storm out there is going on, a winter storm. So if it's a empty building, I think that favors Rutgers again. Which sounds odd, but it does.
This goes back a long way at the old good Lincoln High days, but we were ranked number 2 in the state at one time, and the thing that we took pride on. I remember us going into North Platte, Bulldog area, tough environment, going into Hastings, playing against Columbus, and we were this. I'm not saying high flying because I think our tallest guy was Josh Campbell was like 6'4" maybe, so it wasn't like we had 6'7", 6'8". But I used to love to go into opposing gyms in the wintertime and shut the fans up. Because I'm telling you, man, we would fall into some crowds to where they'd be saying some stuff that was fighting words on the streets, put it that way.
Yep.
And we loved it. We embraced that, and you really do. You have to, and like Coach Busch said, you have to embrace environments like that. Yeah, this is not Pinnacle, but let's make it Pinnacle. Let's make it Pinnacle East. If it's Rutgers, make it Pinnacle East Coast. You have to bring, and this is overplayed statement, but it's the truth. You have to bring your own energy, man. You have to do that. And you know what?
Yeah.
The good teams, they do that. They go into an opposing place and make it their home court and make you like
You do not want to be a but team.
Exactly.
Where, hey, man, they had a big win against Purdue and K-State, Michigan State. Yeah, but they can't win on the road. Yeah, but they only win at home at Pinnacle Bank Arena. When you play in the tournament, whether it's Big Ten tournament or the NCAA, that's neutral site.
That's right.
You are not playing at home. Now, they're one game neutral site. They blew out Oregon State in Sioux Falls, so they have that going. But that's again, I know there's not road games in the tournament, but you got to still win away from home consistently. If you want us to be seen as a no doubt, not fringe tournament team, but a no doubt team that's in the dance, you got to win tonight. Prove that you are a team that's going to follow up that Purdue. You had one clunker, don't make it two.
Absolutely.
Don't get beat twice.
Don't lose twice.
So,
well, I'll say this too. The women got a big game against Michigan tonight too at home. It's a red out game for cancer awareness, and they have the same overall record Nebraska does, 12-5. So it's a big game and the women. You know what? Quite honestly, I know they have a bad taste in their mouth coming out of Minnesota on Sunday because that's the game to where they've battled back to get back in the game and took the lead actually the beginning of the second half in the third quarter. Ended up losing 62-58, I believe that final score was. So they're another one that's got to get back off of this teeter-totter. You win one, you lose one. You win, you got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And I'm not saying Michigan's a team they're supposed to beat because that's a team that's coming in with the equal same record they have. So they got to come out. And you know what? They're going to have an energy tonight there.
Yep.
And not only that, people are ready to get the heck out of their houses.
Yeah.
So I think there should be a pretty good crowd there at Pinnacle Bank Arena
Yeah,
tonight.
23 degrees. You start tailgating early.
Warm. Yeah. Absolutely. You
Set
go
up
in
the
with
grill.
Who needs a coat tonight? Who needs a coat? Don't need it.
Tank top.
The women tonight again in PBA, Nebraska men on the road. BTN 6 o'clock against Rutgers. Thank you. No 8 p.m. tip, no 8:30 tip. We can actually watch it at a decent time.
My bedtime.
This is wonderful.
Absolutely.
So that's it for us. The Drive with Raph and AD is next for Bill Busch. I am Jake Sorensen. We'll see you tomorrow.
Why are New Year's resolutions always about getting to the gym more or dieting? We fail ourselves before the first month of the year is already over.